Wow! What a screamer! Welcome back everyone. Thanks for watching. Stella, last of the 4 reels that I picked up not long ago, 2500. Gonna open her up and see what she looks like on the inside and give it a service. Got a nice seal there. That's got a seal. Sits under there. Helps protect it from the elements. These usually go first. Oh, surprisingly nice and smooth. See that little grommet there? There's a screw that holds that. Whoop, it's gone through. What I was trying to do was pinch it onto this and pull it out. I'll have to go in there and get it. When you finish, you put it back in there from the top. Yeah, let's continue. Whoop, don't want to lose parts. Let's have a look what she looks like. Nice and clean. There's a washer there, be mindful of it. Clean that up. There's a little edge pointing inwards, so we've got to be mindful of that, the way we put it back in. Be a little cover there. There it is there. You got the shorter one, sits down the bottom. The longer one sits up the top, just so you know. Here's the bearing. That's the grommet that sits over here. This sits here, like so. Right there. That screw there screws into there on the cap. Alright, let's get this drive out. And back in. See that pin? There's like a little groove there, so make sure that groove section faces the front. Right there. Make sure it's facing the front. I'm going to clean all this up. Just using an ultra cleaner. You can use a carby cleaner, brake cleaner, white spirits. I'm using this stuff, it's pretty good. I used to use this on my RC cars, clean down the engines. Instead of using the compressor, I've got to pull the compressor out, hook it all up, and it's a little blower. Cover. So there's the bearing underneath. With the other reels, it's a bushing with the lower grade reels. We'll clean this up. As you go up, and it turns, it goes the other way, then it goes to the bottom, turns, comes up. One thing you've got to remember, when you're under load, the smaller reels, especially the smaller reels, you're putting a lot of pressure on all these parts that are just touching the gears. So when they're under load, there's a lot of stress on those points. Try to wind down, lift. Wind down, lift. Don't try to wind under pressure all the time, because you will put strain on. That's how you strip your gears, especially on smaller reels. They copper hiding on the big fish. Alright, let's put this back together. I'll clean this bearing up. I use Lightning Bocker bearing oil. You get this from Bocker Bearing. Very, very good oil for your bearings. Very good oil. I use this. I filled it up, because when you use this, heaps of it comes out. So I just filled up one of these. It's got a needle nose, very good for pinpoint accuracy, and you don't waste it. Touch of oil. That goes there, like so. There is a little flange edge on it. The flange edge sits up the top, so they can sit flush. I have learnt the hard way in the past where I've ruined things, but that's how you learn, I suppose. That's how I started and practiced on cheap reels. Just open them up, see how they're built, just out of curiosity, and I started doing it more and more as a hobby. That's it there. You can put grease around here, because that'll be going up and down there. I'll be greasing it lightly, but it was smooth as it was already, but yeah, it's beautiful. let's start putting this all back together. This is all cleaned up. Alright, let's put some oil and see if it makes a difference. It's no crunching, it's nice and smooth. You're not going 100 miles an hour, but you want it to be nice and smooth as possible. These bearing tools are great. Got them off this guy, top guy I got recommended to, Bernie from Bearing Bad Tools, or I Make Gadgets as well. I've seen he's got a page on Instagram, I Make Gadgets and Bearing Bad Tools. Very good tools if you do use a lot of bearings and do this kind of work. These are great. There's all different sizes. These are another one. This is a 6mm. These are 3mm. I bought the whole set. They're great. I also got the baitcaster bearing removers and pin removers and all that. So yeah, they're really great. They haven't failed me. Very good quality. Nice spring action on them. Okay, we're gonna get these back in. Using Daiwa grease on a Shimano reel. What I noticed, and I did forget, there's a bearing in here. I actually forgot all about it. I'm going to double check it. I just want to get it out. It's a bit tricky, because I did clean up that reel with the spray, so I would have taken the oil out. Yeah, look at that, the difference already, because I dried out all the oil before. Nope, not too bad. Went in easy. It's all greased up. That groove section faces this way, the back. Sits right there. That pin with that little groove, that groove faces forward towards the front, and it goes in there. Let's grease all this up. All right. That sits right there. That just sits like so. Yeah, they spin nice. We can put a bit of grease in there. The short one of these, the short one sits at the bottom, the longer one sits up the top. You got to make sure there's a little hole in there, it goes in nice and flush. Can put a bit of grease on this shaft and on this one. Let's get all this greased up. Grease this up. Shaft bearing. Yeah. Oh, look at the difference already. Get in there. Now this washer, this particular one, it's got a little edge on it, flange edge facing down in the center that goes to the bottom, so that flange end faces this way. That's the working order it goes in. Put this on. Don't tighten them all the way, just get them on and then tighten them in evenly. We haven't cleaned this up, I'm going to go over it. Smooth. Alright, I've cleaned it all up. Let's get the bearing back in there. These shims sit on this, the main gear. Alright, let's get this back on. You know what I forgot? To put this back in. Sits right in there. Okay. Just tighten it evenly. Put a bit of grease here to make sure no water penetrates. A bit on this. That's that rod. Okay, it sits like that. We'll wipe it once we put it all on. We'll put a bit more on top. Okay. Let's get that grommet on without losing it. There we go. Just keep it flush. Get that O-ring on, like so. Should sit right there. That sits in there. So I've got it all back together at this point. I'm going to put it aside. Let's have a look how much it bends in. Wow, it's pretty solid. But there is a bit of play there on both of them. Nope. Nope. They're tight. Check the roller bearing. You've got to push it back in to make it come out. To unscrew it. Let's have a look at this. The smaller side, the smaller gap side goes to the back, so it sits like that. There's the other one. Let's see how smooth it is. Oh yeah, very smooth. These are usually the first bearing to go. Bit of going, put that. Now the smaller side goes to the inside. That one goes in there. And that has got grooves that line up inside there. I've got to have a quick look. You'll see it's like a groove there. Nice and smooth. See a bit of corrosion there. Let's have a look what's going on here. We'll put a bit of grease on the spring. Respect your equipment and tools, they'll last forever. Let's check this. I'm sure there's a bearing in here. So that's the top, that hexagon shape up at the top. Nice. Put the cap back on. A bit of grease in there. I'll take off this. Look, you know what? I'm not going to even take this off. It's very smooth. You can see it in other videos I've done. This one's in very good condition, very clean. I don't think this reel's been used much. So on my Exist, it's got the reverse. I don't even know why they got that reverse. However, I don't know. I've never heard of anyone using it. I'll show you. I reckon it's a weak point. It's a point of entry. So you got the reverse here. Now, I've never ever seen a situation where I need to reverse like that. That's a point of entry for water, a possible point of entry. Get rid of them. This is the Exist. So smooth. Let's put all this on. There is a clip in there if you want to take this apart. I don't see a need for it. This is a clicker in there. Clicks along this. It is good to put a bit of grease on this. Just makes the clicker run smoother. Put that one back on. Oh, there's another bearing. I forgot about this one. The Stella has so many bearings. I think like 13. And it just makes it ultra smooth. Everything's smooth. Still smooth. Just feels dry. That's better. That goes underneath. That goes on top. And then the pin. That goes there. Let's put this aside. Not that dirty, a bit of dust and grime in there, but it's in fairly good condition. Alright, let's have a look at this drag stack. Now I'm only going to have a look at it. If it does need to be serviced, I'll do it. If not, I'm just going to put it back together. If it looks visually okay. Yeah, very good condition. Barely been used. There is a bearing down there. Very smooth. Just going to put a bit of oil on it. If you were to take it out, there is a tiny clip in there. You've got to take the clip out if you need to change this bearing. I'm just going to oil it as it's still in good condition. I'm going to service these. I'm just going to put them back in. Put the cap back on. If you want to know how to service your drag washers, I've got a couple other videos. You'll see in other reels that I've serviced, they're very similar. I've got Shimano, Daiwa, a couple of other brands you'll see. If you need to service your drag washers, make sure you only use drag grease. Recommended drag grease, do not use normal grease, it makes a difference. I'm just going to put a touch of grease on this. Yeah, this reel's barely been used. Let's clean this up, give it a wipe. It's in very good condition. Do not put oil down your shaft. It'll stuff up your one-way bearing. And not recommended. Okay. Let's see how she feels. Ooh, yeah, like butter. That's the fastest you're going to be going. You're never going to go this fast. But I see people spin it, you know. Oh wow, look at that reel spin. But really, you just, when I do that, it's more to see how smooth it is. Well, that string's gone under. Very nice. That's the Stella 2500. All done. I'll be doing 2500 Vanford next time. Let's hear the drag clicker difference. It's got a higher pitch. Very similar setup. Very similar. I'll be upgrading the bearings on this, whatever bushings I can upgrade to make it like a Stella. That'll be in the next video, but this video was all about the Stella. Beautiful reel. Yeah, this is way lighter, but this is way more solid, top of the line. Can't get better than Stella, can you? Daiwa Exist, or the More Than and all that. They're beautiful reels. And then you got the Stellas. But if you're looking at spending big bucks on a really good reel, my go-to would be the Twin Power. I've got a few Twin Powers and I love them. I sort of hesitate to use the Stellas. I don't want to get a scratch on them, but then again, what we buy them for, let's use them. Anyway guys, that's a wrap. Hope this is helpful. Any questions, comments, more than welcome. See you again.